Hello students, welcome to another session of this three-dimensional geometry. We will be discussing today direction ratios of a line. So in the last class we discussed this direction cosines of a line. So how they are denoted? They are denoted by LMN. So let's understand what are direction ratios of a line. So direction ratios are basically they are the three numbers, they are the three real numbers which are proportional to direction cosines. So if any three numbers, real numbers, they are proportional to direction cosines LMN, then they are called direction ratios of a line. So if ABC are direction ratios, then this will happen, means they are proportional to direction cosines. So A by L, B by M, C by N is equals to some constant K, then A, B, C are called direction ratios of the line. So for a line, there used to be infinitely many sets of direction ratios, but direction cosines are unique. There exists only one set of direction cosines for any line, but there are infinitely many direction ratios. Okay, so let's understand much about this. Now, finding direction cosines from a given direction ratios. So what is the relation between direction cosines and direction ratios? Let's understand. So as I said earlier, direction ratios are nothing but just three real numbers. They are proportional to direction cosines. So if ABC are direction ratios, then they are proportional to direction cosines, that is L by A, M by B, N by C is equals to some fixed constant K. If we cross multiply, what we will get? L is equal to AK, M is equal to BK, N is equal to CK. Now if you square and add them, what will get? If you square and add, you will get this, because we have this. We have beautiful result of direction cosines. L square plus M square plus N square is 1. So substituting the value of L, M, N, that is AK, BK, CK. So on squaring, you will get K square as a common here. So inside you will get A square plus B square plus C square. So K square is, transfer this A square plus B square plus C square this side, you will get this thing. So whereas K is plus or minus this. Now we have this L is equal to AK. So substitute the value of K here. K is what? 1 divided by this. So substitute A into 1 by this, means you will get A by root A square plus B square plus C square. M is equal to BK, that is K value is again this. Substitute here. So this is the value of M, and substitute K here, N is equal to CK. So you will get this much. So these are the direction cosines in terms of direction ratios. So if you know the direction ratios of any line, then you can calculate the direction cosines by using this formula. So either you have to take positive or negative. So once again I repeat, direction ratios are the real numbers which are proportional to direction cosines. So one thing to be noted, direction cosines can also be treated as direction ratios, because L, M, N are, they are proportional to themselves, because L by L, M by M, N by N gives you 1. So direction cosines can also be treated as one set of direction ratios, but all the direction ratios cannot be direction cosines. So remember this thing correctly. So let's move on to next point. So one important thing, for any directed line, the direction cosines are unique, as I explained earlier. And for any line, there are infinitely many sets of direction ratios. So if ABC are direction ratios, then multiples of these, then if you multiply this set by any fixed constant K, so KA, KB, KC is also a set of direction ratios. For example, if you have 1, 2, 3 as a direction ratios, then if you multiply it by any number, suppose if you multiply this set by 2, what you will get? 2, 4, 6. If you multiply it by 3, you will get 3, 6, 9. So like these, so these are all constituting the set of direction ratios of a given line. So direction ratios of any line are infinitely many combinations. So let's see. Now if a line has direction ratios 2, minus 1, minus 2, determine its direction cosines. So as I said, how you can determine the direction cosines from direction ratios. So here you are given direction ratios. What? 2, minus 1, minus 2. So direction ratios are denoted by ABC. So you are asked to calculate direction cosines. So L is equal to A divided by square root of A square plus B square plus C square. Substitute the value of A, B, C and simplify, you will get this. So similarly, M is B divided by square root of A square plus B square plus C square. Substitute the value of B as a minus 1 divided by the value of this root already found here, that is 3. Similarly, N is C divided by this, so C is this. So either you can take positive values, that is what we had, plus or minus. So either you can take one set of values, plus taking plus or minus. So these are the direction cosines of a line from direction ratios. So let's have an example for your practice. So try this. If a line has direction ratios minus 18, 12, minus 4, then what are its direction cosines? So better have a look on this and take a screenshot and make your own notes. This content of this video is specially made in such a way that you can make your own notes just by pausing the video. Everything is available here. So just try to make your own notes while learning this. So please practice this. Okay, we'll move on to next point. Direction cosines of a line passing through 2 points P x1 y1 z1 and 2x2 y2 z2. Suppose if there is any line in space that passes through 2 points, then how to find direction cosines of this line? We know how to find direction cosines if you know the angles alpha, beta, gamma. But if you don't know the alpha, beta, gamma, but if you know the information that the line is passing through 2 points, then how you can find its direction cosines? So that is the thing to be learned here. Okay, see here. So directly I will be giving what is the formula to be used and I will be proving this. So the direction cosines of a line joining 2 points P and Q is given by this. L is equal to x2 minus x1 by PQ, y2 minus y1 by PQ and z2 minus z1 by PQ. So using these formulas, you can find the direction cosines of a line joining 2 points. Now I will prove you how this has appeared. So let's understand the proof of this thing. Okay. So consider a line passing through 2 points P and Q and assume that the line is making alpha, beta, gamma with x, y, z axis. Okay. So where gamma is what? It is the angle between z axis and the line. Means if I extend this PQ, so this angle will be then gamma. As I said, if a line making, if you draw a line parallel to this passing through origin, it will make the same angle as that of this. Okay. So assume that gamma is the angle between z axis and PQ. So definitely then if you, this angle will be also the gamma. Okay. So let's start. PQ is a line in space passing through 2 points P and Q. We have drawn two perpendiculars from P and Q on the xy plane. And join or draw Pn perpendicular to QS. So Pn is drawn perpendicular to QS. Now this is the, as I said earlier, this is the angle gamma, because gamma is the angle between z axis and this PQ. So this is being parallel to this. So this angle will be same as that of gamma that this line makes with z axis. So this is gamma. Then as these two lines are parallel, again if this is gamma means this is angle is going to be gamma. Okay. Now this distance you have to find first, because we require that. So this distance is z2 minus z1, because from here to here, looking at the coordinates, z2 stands for what? It is the position of the point Q at a distance z2 from y axis. So this distance is z2 and this distance is your z1. Okay, so Qn is z2 minus z1. Now let's see here. So as I explained earlier, consider a line passing through points P and Q and assume that L, M, N are the direction cosines of this line PQ and alpha, beta, gamma be the angles made by this PQ with X, Y, Z axis respectively. Okay, so as I said earlier, gamma is the angle between Z axis and PQ. So this is that. Okay, now see what will happen. So we have drawn perpendiculars from P and Q on the plane and Pn perpendicular to QS. So this is the explanation. Let's see here. Look at this triangle PQN. So what is cos of this angle? Okay, in triangle this PQN, cos of gamma is adjacent by hypotenuse, that we know. So cos of gamma is adjacent is QN and hypotenuse is PQ. So as I said, this distance is your Z2 minus Z1. So Q1 is Z2 minus Z1 by PQ. So PQ you can find by using distance formula. Okay. So cos gamma is Z2 minus Z1 by PQ. So similarly, if you rotate the coordinate axis, suppose if you rotate the coordinate axis, this axis is X and this is your Y and this is your Z, then what will happen? This angle becomes beta, angle between what? Y axis and PQ it becomes. If you rotate the coordinate axis, if you bring Y this here, then what will about this angle? This will be the angle between Y axis and the line PQ, that is your beta. So what you will get is cos beta is equal to, you will get this distance becomes Y2 minus Y1 then. So by PQ, and similarly if you take one more rotation, means bringing Z here, X here, Y here, you will get this angle as alpha and you will get this distance as x2 minus x1. So this is the thing. So make your notes and understand how to find the direction cosines of a line joining two points. So these are the direction cosines. Okay, hence the direction cosines of a line passing through the points x1, y1, z1 and x2, y2, z2 are given by this, where PQ is the distance between P and Q. Very easily you can find using distance formula, that is this. So better you take screenshot of this and let's move. So remember, very important relation to find a direction cosines of a line joining two points. Now you may have a question, what are the direction ratios of the line joining two points? Very simple, here only. Here look at this, x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1 and z2 minus z1. They are the real numbers. They are the coordinates, means subtraction of coordinates give you one more real number. So these are proportional to LMN. So definitely you can call x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. They are the direction ratios. So let's understand. Here is the question, what are the direction ratios of the line joining two points P and Q? So the direction ratio of the line passing through two points P and Q are x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1, because they are proportional to direction cosines as I explained earlier. Now the question is, why these are direction ratios? How? So let's understand. We have the direction cosines as this. The direction cosines of a line joining 2 points. We have proved it this. So L by, if you cross divide it, or x2 minus x1 is equal to L into PQ. So what does it imply? x2 minus x1 is proportional to L, where PQ is constant. Similarly, M is y2 minus y1 by PQ. So if you write it as M into PQ is equal to y2 minus y1, so y2 minus y1 is proportional to M. Similarly, we have z2 minus z1 by PQ as N. So if you cross multiply, you will get this. That implies z2 minus z1 is proportional to N. So you can see that x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1, they are proportional to direction cosines. So they are called direction ratios. So the direction ratios of the line joining 2 points are x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. Remember this thing clearly. So every simple point in this chapter is going to be important to understand big concepts. So let's have one example. Find the direction ratios and direction cosines of a line passing through 2 points. So you are given 2 points. Let's call them P as this point and Q as this. Okay, so these are x1, y1, z1, x2, y2, z2. So direction ratios are given by, as I said earlier, x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1. So just subtract 1 minus of minus 2, 2 minus 4 and 3 minus of minus 5, that is plus 5 you will get. So you will get 1 plus 2, 2 minus 4 is minus 2 and 3 plus 5 you will get, and on addition you will get 3 minus 2, 8. So these are the direction ratios of the line joining 2 points P and Q. Now let's move on to direction cosines. So as we know that direction cosines of PQ are L is equal to x2 minus x1 by PQ, M is equal to y2 minus y1 by PQ, N is equal to z2 minus z1 by PQ. So as we have done there, x2 minus x1 is 3 and PQ we have to find by distance formula. Okay, so right now L is 3 by PQ, M is minus 2 by PQ and N is 8 by PQ. So let's find PQ. So PQ is by distance formula. You can apply here, substitute the values of x2 minus x1 that you found there, square, you will get this. So therefore direction cosines are L is equal to 3 by this and minus 2 by this thing and 8 by this thing. Okay, so let's move on to one more example for your understanding. Please try this. Find the direction ratios and direction cosines of the line passing through 2 points. So better you note down this or pause the video and keep solving this. That makes you perfect. I assure you that you will be going to rock in the class if you practice yourself more and more examples. Okay, so keep practicing. Now let's understand what is the condition for parallelism. When do you say that two lines are parallel? If you know their direction ratios. So let's understand. If A1, B1, C1 and A2, B2, C2 are the direction ratios of the two parallel lines, then one thing will happen, that is they are proportional. That means, and converse is also true, whenever the direction ratios are proportional, then the two lines are parallel. If the two lines are parallel, then the direction ratios are proportional. So that is the thing to be noted. So that is, if A1 by A2, B1 by B2, C1 by C2 are equal, then L1 and L2 are parallel, and conversely, if L1 and L2 are parallel, then direction ratios are proportional. So this thing to be noted. Okay. Now you are asked to show that these 3 points are collinear. So So as I said earlier, collinear points means the points which are on the same line are called collinear points. And there are various techniques to prove the points are collinear. Using distance formula you can tell, or using slope that you studied in 11th standard. Now here you can use the collinearity, you can use the parallelism condition for parallelism or direction ratios to show that the 3 points are collinear. So let's understand. So here are the 3 points AB. So let us call them as ABC. Find the direction ratios of AB. So direction ratios of AB are, I call it as A1, B1, C1. Simply you can write x2 minus x1, that is minus 1 minus 2, minus 2 minus 3, and 1 minus 4. So simplify this, you will get this. Similarly, direction ratios of BC you find. So BC direction ratio of BC are 5 minus of minus 1, that is 5 plus 1, 8 minus of minus 2, that is 8 plus 2, 7 minus 1. So on simplification you will get this. Now after finding these direction ratios, just check that what about their ratios. If the ratio of the direction ratios are equal, then you can conclude that they are parallel. So looking at this here, minus 3 by 6 gives you 1 minus 1 by 2. Similarly, minus 5 by 10 gives you again minus 1 by 2, and minus 3 by 6 that also gives you minus 1 by 2. So clearly look at this, on division you will get minus 1 by 2. So what does it imply? The direction ratios of the two lines are proportional. So what does it imply? By the previous condition, AB is parallel to BC. So AB is parallel to BC and B is a common point here. Then what does it mean? They must be on the same line. Okay, so AB is parallel to BC is only possible when B is a point or a common point between AB and BC. That means ABC are on the same line. That means ABC are collinear points. So in order to show that the points are collinear, one more method is finding the direction ratios and finding the ratio of the direction ratios. If they are equal, you can conclude that they are collinear. So let's have one more example for your practice. So show that the points are collinear. So you have to find direction ratios of AB, that I found here, and direction ratios of BC are here. Clearly, if you divide these two, you will get minus 1 by 2 in this case also. So let's have a look on this. If you want, you can pause the video and practice. Otherwise, go for next or take screenshot of this. Okay. So in this case also, the ratio of the direction ratio is minus 1 by 2. So that implies AB parallel to BC. Now find the direction cosines of a sides of a triangle whose vertices are given. So you are given one triangle and their vertices are, its vertices are A, B, C, and you are asked to find direction cosines of each side. So very simple, find the direction ratios of each side and divide them by the length of the side. So let's understand. So first consider the side AB. So the points, vertices are A as this and B as this. Let us call them as x1, y1, z1 and x2, y2, z2. So first find the distance by the distance formula, that is length AB. So if you apply distance formula, you will get this. Okay. Here, these are AB given by using distance formula, substituting x1, y1, z1, x2, y2, z2 here. On simplification, you will get this. Okay. Now direction cosines of AB are given by, as I mentioned earlier, L divided by x2 minus x1 by AB. So here there are three line segments or three sides you have to find. So let us call them as L1, M1, N1. So L1, M1, M1, N1 are the direction cosines of AB. So use the formula x2 minus x1 by AB and x2 minus x1 given coordinate, substitute here, and AB that you found the distance there, length there, substitute here, you will get this. So in this way you can find direction cosines of AB. Similarly, you can find the direction cosines of BC and AC. You take it as a self exercise and the answer is provided here. Direction cosines of BC are these and direction cosines of AC are these. Better you pause the video and make your own notes.